hear he had cancer. I hear he had yellow fever, something in his bladder, and a double dose of leukemia. Two gossip-mongers gossiping. I stand up in a corner listening. Before I could ask who they're talking about, a newspaper boy start to shout, "Hippa! Extra! Read all about it! Hippa! Yeah! Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. If you see this woman with a flag in she hand, she bouncing belly, telling everybody sparrow dead. Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows." According to Vicky, he was always looking sickly, so he went to England for a belly transplant operation. Is the woman that he pull up in BG? If she will walk over on he, another newsmonger tell she no, is the devil take his soul for calling. So heppa, extra, extra, read all about it. Heppa, who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. Sparrow, if you see this woman with a flag in she hand, she punchy belly, telling everybody sparrow dead. Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. All right. Well, Big Mouth Lillian said the funeral was on television. She picky head cousin said the cost cost 20,000. That is why he sell the company to pay the doctor and the burial fee while they're talking up scum big belly and she with a papers falling. Y'all only I see.
Pleasant good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very early start today. We have other engagement, so we're starting early.
Well, that was
Desiree Joseph. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
If you see the comments, oi, everybody done by
Everybody waiting for 6 o'clock.
Sparrow just landing Pia.
I have another engagement just around that time.
Another headline by Chester Marong.
So I started the class a little bit early. Go ahead and share the live right now for those of us that are on the live.
Read all about it. Who killed the sparrow?
Let them know that the class has started a little bit earlier today.
If you see this woman,
We're about to have a little fiery evening, right?
she punchy belly, telling everybody, oh.
Gonna take some time right now while you share the live. I'm sure there are persons that doesn't know that I'm on right now. Tag somebody.
I hear he had cancer. I hear he had yellow fever, something in his bladder, and a double dose of leukemia. Two gossip-mongers gossiping. I stand up in a corner listening. Before I could ask who they're talking about, a newspaper boy start to shout, "Hippa! Extra! Read all about it.
Red Girl Pascal.
Hippa!
Agnes Henry.
Who killed the sparrow?
Sean Batiste. Crystal Theodore.
If you see this woman,
Go ahead, now, man.
flag in she hand,
Tell them that we're here this afternoon.
telling everybody,
We are back.
who killed the sparrow?
We're gonna have a wonderful evening.
Oi.
A lot of people, the bell kejeb, the betch kejeb.
According to Vicky, he was always looking sickly, so he went to England for a belly transplant operation. Is the woman that he fool?
It's an interactive evening today in the classroom.
Another newsmonger tells she
Get ready to do your post.
soul for calling. So heppa,
We're gonna communicate.
extra, extra.
You can get to send your WhatsApp messages today.
Heppa,
Finally,
who killed this man?
they get it in working for me now. So I can play your WhatsApp messages now.
With a flag in she,
It will be screened before played on air.
telling everybody
So share the live.
dead. Who killed this sparrow? Nobody knows.
Miss Marilyn Ferguson, you're in class today. Give me your excuse for yesterday.
Lillian said the funeral was on.
I want to know why you were not in class yesterday.
Say the cost 20,000. That is why he sell the company.
Crystals, you know, let them know that I'm on.
Talking of scum big belly and
Once you reach on, just share the light. The 17 persons that are already are here, share it. Let them know that I'm on a little bit earlier than usual.
who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows.
This is the voice of our very own Slinger Francisco, the king of Calypso,
Barely telling up
the little boy from Grand Rai.
who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. Well, that was excitement.
Agnes Henry, you're making excuses for Miss Ferguson.
See the comments. Oi, everybody.
You're going in detention with her too, you know.
Who want to kill Chocolingo? Sparrow just landing via
Good afternoon again.
the news like the tongue with another headline by
That kind of evening. Fiery.
extra
A little pace.
pepper
Something nice. Something for the culture.
powder. Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. Sparrow, if you see this woman with a flag in she hand, she punching belly, telling everybody, oh, who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening to you guys. And how are we doing this afternoon? I hope everybody is ready to communicate. Everybody is ready to have a wonderful, wonderful evening of communication, interaction. I don't want person sitting in the classroom today and saying nothing, right? I would have before asked that we do a little bit of WhatsApp messaging and so on and so forth. But however, I realized that the system was not hooked onto my system. However, my technical team would have gotten that done for me. So right now, if you have anything to say as it relates to our discussions this afternoon, you are now able to send that via my WhatsApp and it would be played. So you can go right ahead now. The number is going across the screen. It is 536-5843. You can send your voice notes today. We would be able to communicate. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are we starting with this afternoon? Last evening, ladies and gentlemen, we would have had the audience or the opportunity to have the audience of the political leader and 22 years of service to this wonderful state, our dear ex-Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, addressing issues that he believed that within the capacity as he sits as the opposition of the Her Majesty's opposition. And so he would have been able to disseminate some information to us yesterday that to me and to others who might have listened, they would have been able to grasp a lot. A lot of things were said yesterday. A lot of things was given to us in terms of information yesterday. But however, you know he definitely leaves rent-free in the minds of a lot of persons. All right? So you know for a fact that we had some persons taking it up yesterday and wanting to go under the live and still say all kind of things. They came and mentioned all kind of things. But as per usual, what is the slang? NDC, all you win. And to go further, let me just say this to you guys.
All of them that giving the verdict about the doctor getting me sick. I don't know why they wouldn't mind the stinking business. Leave the man in peace. I say leave the damn doctor.
Wherever you are right now, sing it out loud in your house.
Leave the damn doctor. Voices or is murder in Trinidad. Leave the damn doctor. He ain't trouble on you. Leave the damn doctor. Where do you do? Leave the damn doctor.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so we want to say that, we want to give them that information. You can leave the gentleman alone. As somebody saying he's looking so relaxed. You understand me? This is the man that would have served, ladies and gentlemen, and served diligently and served to his satisfaction. And so the people who still loves and respect him, we are the ones still praying and asking the Almighty to keep him through all the endeavors of life. And let me tell you something. One thing I know about people that was not good to other people, at this stage in their life, you start to see a reflection of tiredness. And people that have not lived that satisfactory life, ladies and gentlemen, at some point in that twilight point in their life, they normally look feeble. Let's be realistic. When there are persons that live a kind of youthful life, didn't love people, didn't respect God, didn't love family. At certain time in their life, especially when they're going down 70 and all these ages, and they start looking a kind of way. You understand me? But if you take a look at Dr. Mitchell, he looks so relaxed, ladies and gentlemen. Every day, the gentleman looks so refined. You understand me? I wouldn't say good looking. We myself and him, so we accept that we're ugly people, but we make ourselves look, apparable. If there is a word of that kind. But we make our physical features and appearance be one, not be scared to look at. You understand? Because he's satisfied. You understand me? Don't be afraid, ladies and gentlemen, to go ahead and say that. All right? So we had a wonderful, wonderful address yesterday from the political leader of the party. And so today, I don't want us to be lengthy today. I wouldn't abruptly end the program today. But however, I want persons to be very interactive with me this afternoon. Be as interactive. Make your comments. I can read your comments and show that your comments are not defamating anybody's character, and show that your comments are not insulting anybody. You're not obscene, or you're not being derogative, or you're not threatening anybody. And then we would be able to play. If you have your comments or you send your voice notes, then we would be able to listen to it. All right? I have a few topics that I would ask questions and me ask of your opinions and what your take on those things. All right? But today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize a lady within the new National Party, right, that I believe that has kept the mantle of what the new National Party represents. And so on Saturday evening, I went to the Kids Soca Monarch, right, and myself and the individual met. And he's a member of, he's a parliamentary representative within the new National Party. And we spoke. And you see, you can't fake things, eh? You see when you're a genuine person. You see when your lifestyle is surrounded of just being genuine and being nice and being, fun-loving. Myself and Sister Kate Skitter Lewis Peters, we met, and she was there in support of Black Barbie. And let me just pause at this time to say, ladies and gentlemen, I went to the Kids Soca Monarch, and even now that I'm speaking, I am still getting goosebumps. The level of, how should I put it, work placed into the kids and their presentations and so on, and the support given, I must commend first and foremost the promoters, Lunis Back and Electrify, for such a wonderful initiative that have been going on 4 years now. And every year you see it becomes better and better. And I want to applaud them. But as I was saying, I had to sit or stand around Miss Peters, that's Sister Kate. And she was there supporting Black Barbie. And it was not a political gesture, ladies and gentlemen. She wasn't there trying to make herself look good because she's a politician. She was there genuinely supporting the young lady, I think, that is related to her, one, and two, she comes from within her constituency. And the love and support and the joy that you saw on Sister Kate's face, and mentioning that it's her first time really being at the event. And she was so fascinated by the young people as it relates to how and how they display their talent. And she was amazed. And you've seen that genuine love on her face. You know, she's not faking it. And so I want to say good afternoon and a blessed evening to you, Sister Kate, and continue to do the wonderful job that you are doing. Wonderful, wonderful job within the new National Party. So we want to give, from the classroom, we want to say a special good evening to Sister Lois Peters, and may God continue to give you long life, health, and strength. It is genuine as to what you're doing. It's not a fake. You're not pretending to. You are a genuine, pure heart, in loved person. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we continue. Wow, let me, hold on, wait. While speaking to you guys, I saw a message came up there. And, wow. Well, oh my, oh my, oh my. I tell you, the informations, sometimes, you know, you're giving news. Sometimes you're watching the news and you see breaking news come up, right? And I want to say I want to fix my system so that I can ensure that what I'm seeing is what I'm reading. I am seeing information reaching my news desk. You understand me? An assistant commissioner of police would have suffered the fate of losing 4 tires last evening. Well, that is an increase in more unsolved mysteries in Grenada. They say his 4 tires was slashed. But, well, wait. No. Hold on, wait. I cannot continue this evening without. No. Come on. Let me ensure that what I see is what I read. Let me ensure. Sorry about that. Let me ensure that what I'm seeing is what I am reading. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me look at it again. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's another unsolved mystery here in Grenada. One of our assistant commissioner of police, his 4 tires was slashed last evening. I want to believe that is information that has reached my news desk that is true. Illegal activities continue to increase throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, and now we're seeing that even persons within the helm of the RGPF are now suffering such fate. So I guess another investigation would have to be launched, and maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't say what I want to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start our conversation. And today, I want to start on something that is basically buzzing the internet, right? Now, many times when you hear of the evolution of crime or there is a new trait in crime practices, we often sit on the little rock here and say, nah, man, that would never happen in Grenada. However, even times when we look on the television and other medium, we see persons making certain offers as it relates to maybe sometimes crimes and missing persons and so on. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting information that, and I believe, in my opinion, and we are discussing this not on the basis of its facts, but based on the basis of its probability. Now, what if this is true? We're seeing basically a documentation that has been sent out in the name of one of the America's famous Hollywood actor, in that of Tyler Perry, in terms of giving a reward for information surrounding the death of John T. Right? We know that it has been an issue of conversation throughout the past few weeks from the date of his fatality. And autopsy has proven that it was indeed a physical harm that caused him to succumb to the injury causing his death. And so we have now seen, and we're doing this, as I said, on the basis of probability. What if it is true that the offer of $100,000 is being offered for somebody to give information, relevant information, surrounding his death? Now, I want your take. What and how do you feel about that whole situation? My take on this initially is an immediate, and remember, even if we want to call it fake news, we can't give credible source unless credible sources starts an investigation to finding out whether or not it is credible. So I am saying that to say that the RGPF in itself should be one to take front stage in terms of finding out whether or not this source of information is factual. Understand my point. The RGPF must first find out whether or not the information that is being disseminated is factual. We can't run from that. We ought to know whether or not if this is true. Now, if it is not true, then fine, we just play it off. You understand me? Persons will need to understand that the information that was disseminated was untrue. No. What if it is true that monies is actually being offered in terms of getting information to assist in the investigation? No, in my opinion, I honestly believe that this does not have much creditation for me. I don't know. It don't sit right with me that this is actually true. But we're speaking on the probability, because remember, no sources have not yet surfaced as to whether or not the information is non-factual or is factual. No, I don't expect that we just got the release of it this morning and the RGPF may have factual information or thorough information on it at this time. But let us discuss shortly. Let us discuss briefly. Now, as I said, you can send your voice notes. And I realize these students in my class, all you like to talk, I want to hear all your voice today. For the first time, I want to see if my system working. You understand me? I want to know if the system is working so that the voice notes and so on can play. Fear not to send your voice note. It will be screened. I will listen to it prior to playing it. And so you would need to be very careful in what you say, how you say it. Try not to put yourself or the program in any rigmarole in your allegations or your assumptions. You understand me? So even if you want to comment on your opinion, that too I would be able to read. Again, try your uttermost best, to be extremely respectful, right? So, honestly, my take, need to understand our people first and foremost. Grenadians, we are basic copycats. We are a third world country that is copycat, right? And in this level of investigation that carries that of a murder, if this is a prank, I pray that the persons who even send it out are caught. But if it is not, I want the RGPF to at least, even if it is a brief conversation, or press must be made public, at least informing persons that during such investigations, there should not be scam calls. More so if it means that you have to set up a specific line for information of that sort, that must be done. And I'm speaking on the basis that if it is true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we take a pause. Let me just ensure I got one voice note already. Let me screen it and then we get back. So remember, while we screening, I want to ensure that I listen to the voice note and that there is no derogatory, and I would play it or make it playable to you once that is so. All right.
With a flag in she hand, she bouncing belly, telling everybody Sparrow dead. Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. According to Vicky, he was always looking sickly, so he went to England for a belly transplant operation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it is genuine. It is genuine. I can make it public. I can play it. So let's take the opinion of one of our callers. All right.
And good afternoon, principal and classmates. As it relates to that information, what I observe, and to my understanding, it came off social media. As you rightfully said, let's wait to see what the police will do. A few weeks ago, we had some information going around on social media, and the police debunked it. They came out and said it is not true. So let's wait and see, or let's wait to hear what the police will say about this information that is making the rounds on social media.
All right, and definitely my take on it. I think the RGPF plays a significant part in all of this. I think the confirmation or denial of the situation lies solely on the RGPF, right? Whether or not, I mean, you may say that the RGPF should not say anything, and that I can't agree about, because you need to understand there is monies in the conversation. There is conversation that carries that of a mammoth amount of cash. And you know people when money is involved. All right? So again, we pause again, I mean, showing that persons could play their voice because they are sending it in. All right?
If she will walk over here on he, another newsmonger tell she no, it's the devil take his soul for calling so heppa, extra, extra, read all about it, paper, who killed the sparrow, nobody knows, sparrow, if you see this woman, with a flag in she hand, she bang, she belly, telling everybody, sparrow dead, who killed the sparrow, nobody knows. All right. Well, Big Mouth Lillian said the funeral was on television. She picky head cousin said the cup cost 20,000. That is why he sell the company to pay the doctor and the burial fee while they talking up scum Big Belly and she. When the papers falling, girl, all you I see. Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. If you see this woman with a flag in she hand.
Yes, so we're back again, ladies and gentlemen. I had to screen them. I tell all you I must screen them. So listen this one right here. And this one is more important than the last.
Well, listen, on the issue with what is being circulated, right? The problem I have with this, and I hoping that the relevant authority will take in front and do something about it. Saying that to say is that when you put out a publication and stating that the gentleman was murdered because he is gay, the message you are sending out to the world is that Grenadians are killing people because they are gay. And we all know that is not true. Right? We all know that is not true. You understand? With the amount of people in Grenada who are gay and openly stated that they are gay, how much of them could come forward today and say that their life is a threat in any way, shape or form. And I believe that you need to if that publication is true, they need to be held accountable, and they need to remove that piece of information stating that that he was murdered because he's gay. We don't know the facts. We don't know the reason why he was, if he was murdered, and what is the reason or what is the cause of his life being taken away. But what I'm saying is that you cannot be going wrong and having it, because this could have a negative impact on our tourism sector in Grenada, because people will be looking at it and seeing it come from an influential individual like Tyler Perry page stating that he was murdered because he's gay. You're sending a message now that don't come to Grenada because you're gay and they'll kill you. I don't sit well with that, and I feel this should be removed.
All right. So if you understand what is being said, and if you had the opportunity to see the clipping, right? The clipping mentioned that, right? That was made mention of, that the person was killed because of his possession in publicly mentioning that he is gay, right? And I guess this is the basis on the opinion of the person commenting here, right? They're basically stating that to them, that piece of information, quote unquote, he was murdered for that purpose, should not be there. And I think I take the same stance, and we don't want to make that publication about Grenada holistically, and it impacts our tourism industry in a significant way. Because for those of us that are on this little rock here, maybe we don't understand the levels as it relates to the respect given to the body of the LGBTQ community. It is a serious body that continues in many ways to infiltrate into many systems, and they do now have a significant impact on a lot of places and on a lot of things. And so you don't want that to be the front page reasoning for a murder case in a small place like Grenada, right? So if it is true, and I believe, again, we go back to the RGPF, even that again, and showing that the information disseminated, the information that is being publicized, should be one, first and foremost, to be found out whether or not if it is factual, right? Let us know whether or not this actually came from Tyler Perry's page, right? 2, if it did come from his page, you need to let him know that there is piece of information that have been disseminated there that to you would believe, that you believe will cause a hindrance to you as a country. You understand me? I am just saying, and remember, we are doing this conversation based on probability. We are not here mentioning to anybody that this is factual, that Tyler Perry did send this out, and this is going to happen. But we're saying we're doing it on the basis that if it is factual, and if it is so, what should happen? You understand me? What must happen, what should happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we would have had 2 contributions. We realized that the voice notes are coming in clear. I hope persons are hearing the voice notes when they're being played. Please indicate to me, and I should have done that from the ending of the first voice note, that persons indicate to me that they're actually hearing the contributions that are being made. All right? Somebody saying, teacher is not on both, it is on both his page and the woman that went to him. Check the IG pages. All right? So there is somebody else that is involved. I can't remember the name, and I paused to remember the name that I heard many persons mentioning. It is on his page. Wow. So it could be, well, now many persons who I believe that follow him. I don't follow him. I don't have the IG page or anything like that. I do have Instagram, but I don't follow it as much as I do to Facebook. But please, and let me just pause. Are persons hearing the voices that are being played? I just wanted to, I didn't get the opportunity to ask whether or not persons are actually hearing the voice notes. So if you're hearing the voice notes that I played two a while ago, if you would have heard them, just indicate by saying yes, you heard them, or give a thumbs up, whatever it might be. Right? So persons are mentioning that it is actually on Tyler Perry's page. Right? So it is going to show that it is factual. Right? However, all right, so somebody's sharing. The voice note was okay. All right, beautiful. All right, so I got a new system working. Lovely. Somebody said loud and clear. Somebody saying, Amanda Charles is saying, caller, I understand your point about the gay and murdered. If they don't have the facts, they shouldn't write that. But I could remember when the gay ship came into Grenada, how Grenada reacted. You understand me? And I understand that point again. Right? So I believe, Ms. Charles, now the gay ship issue differs slightly in these circumstances because it was your opinion or not. In your opinion or not, it's a ship that comes here and travels, and the country basically looked at it at the time as an economic boost, right? And gay ships being here, we know that is accepted in many parts of the world, and Grenada should not be resenting them in any way, right? However, now the publication of you mentioning that persons or a person succumbed to his death because of his sexual preference is something totally different. You understand me? No, gay ship coming to Grenada, Grenada looks at it as an economic boost, a tourism boost. No, you're mentioning, and that is what you call hate crime, right? That persons are being killed, or a person was killed because of his sexual preference. It is really, really something that I believe the authorities must look into. And if persons are saying that it came from his page, and factually from his page, it is something that we ought to look into. The authorities need to reach out to whomever. Well, I am actually, being honest, I am actually on the page. Somebody would have sent me the link immediately, and I am seeing that it's not a fake page. I am seeing the official Tyler Perry fan page with 15 million followers, 48 he's following. So I have the actual page of Tyler Perry. I'm seeing clippings. I am seeing where he wished happy birthday and so on, to happy independence, sorry. And I believe what really jumps out, right? What really jumps out of this whole situation is the part that speaks to him being killed or murdered because of his sexual preference. All right? Let me just look at this one. All right? Somebody saying, if a husband beats his wife and one day she is found dead, fingers will point to the husband. If a gay man is being abused because of sexual preference, fingers will point to that, unless the RGPF or credible sources says differently. All right? Teacher, I don't know. Just a question. What did the autopsy say about the death? Well, I could recall somebody mentioning, or there was a publication, there was 2 autopsies, right? I am subjected to correction, sorry. But however, one of which mentioned triangulation and some broken body parts or something like that. Right? As I said, I am subjected to correction. But in that circumstances, we know what happens in Grenada when somebody drunks. Come on. I mean, by now, every individual, without you having any legal training, you know what happens when somebody drunks. Right? But I believe one of the autopsies, and I think the autopsy that was more so used within the investigation, is that of the triangulation. Right? Somebody saying, our teacher, maybe because he was having conversation with the female, the one name that is also on the post, guess he used to tell her all what was happening to him. So I guess that's her reason for saying just my 2 cents. All right. And basically this person is commenting to say she basically would have shared that opinion to maybe Tyler Perry, because her conversation with John T, their closeness would have been that of he has been having issues. And we know of a clipping where he did mention that he does have issues as it relates to his sexual preference, right? And we would have seen that clip being made available even on one of the famous talk programs, right? But as I said, with that happening and with that conversation surrounding all of this, my simple take on all of this is that at this stage, I believe that with so much, and even with me sitting here now, with just a few minutes with me mentioning, I could have gotten a clip. You understand me? I could have gotten information that it actually came from his page, right? And if that can happen, I believe the authorities can so too, get themselves involved and find out the credibility. Because as I said, and as the person mentioned, and I want to read the entire clip or the entire statement that was made, and it was made 5 hours ago, based on what I'm seeing on the Facebook page, right? A few days ago, I got an extremely heartbreaking phone call from my friend Yvette Noel. Through her tears and grief, she was telling me that in her home country, Grenada, a young man that was like a son to her was murdered. My soul ached as she shared that he was a young, gifted singer who was murdered because he was gay. That part in this statement what should jump at the authorities, and what should jump at the image of securing our country, right? That in itself is coming from a famous movie actor. And with how many million viewers, people throughout the length and breadth of the world is seeing that statement. That day in itself, as I said, once it is factual, that in itself should be the main reason, because the investigation is ongoing. The investigation is ongoing. Right? So my mind immediately went and he mentioned names and so on. Right? Somebody saying he said he was told. Yes. Even if he said he was told, as you say, he was gifted and was, my soul aches. She shared that he was a young gifted man, singer, who was murdered because he was gay. Now remember, he's expressing in the voice of a third person. I hear this. And you know what happens to the world, and not just Grenada, with the conversation of I hear this. You understand me? People take I hear this from third party as factual. Because if I come to you and I say I hear this, right? To your belief, that is facts right there. And in Tyler Perry's case, he's basically speaking in the third person. But we definitely know that he came open and mentioned that he was gay. He has been murdered. So the conversation is not far from the truth because one, he is gay and was open that he's gay. Right? So to mention that he was killed because of, it is what would jump at the reader. Because they would not even want to know whether or not Tyler Perry have facts or not. They want to know that that happened. So immediately somebody from the UK or some other part of the world reading this, immediately they go on Google, they type in individual killed in Grenada because he was gay. Go on your Google right now. And I can swear to you, if you Google this, the probability exists that you see that information come up. Go ahead and let's Google it. If you have it right now, look at it. Let's see what comes up. And I'm on Google right now. Person killed in Grenada because he was gay. Go into your and type enter. And there we have it. There we have it. The very first thing that jumps at you is the LGBT rights in Grenada. And you open, and I'm certain as long as you're going on and you search further within your Google, the probability exists. The probability exists that you would get the information. And I'm only doing it because I'm saying, imagine this is me being overseas and just reading this on Tyler Perry's page and wanting to know whether or not it is facts. All right? Let me just read one of the comments. Somebody saying, however, he is not at fault here. It is the information he received. It's the information that he received, and I think being being noble in trying to help. The thing just keep going up. Noble in trying to help in the investigation. Now, don't come for me, but I think this is mine doing what is morally right with the information given. Teacher, is it in US? EC currency. All right. And you see, we're not blaming Tyler Perry. Right? We're not here, and understand this is not a circumstances where we're here trying to blame anybody. This is not a blame conversation. Right? No. This is simply saying to the powers that be, if immediate damage control can be done, it should be done quickly. You understand me? When you get a chance, read my Facebook from today, all the things we ought to go, try to good sense prevail. All right? I will do that. I will do that, QD. All right? Now, again, and I'm saying, we are not trying to in no way belittle the writer. His information received and his gesture made is on the basis of genuinely trying to say, let me assist this individual because I understand her position and I understand the position that, and I think Tyler Perry's view might be on what he zeroed into gifted singer and talent and so on, because that's his scope for those of us who knows Tyler Perry and have been following Tyler Perry like that. We know he's very big on finding talents. And I believe what jumped at him is the individual being talented and gifted and being able to, bring himself out. But however, as I said, no, we are zeroing on the part of gay, on the issue of him being gay. No, this is not my issue here. My issue here is fabrication of information that might be disseminated. You understand me? Now, persons may take the notion to come up with all kind of things. All kind of information that is far from the truth. And that is what we're trying, first and foremost, to avoid. Right? We want to ensure that we don't get to that point. We ought to look at the root cause of the 100K, why she sought help. Why take so much drastic measure? Good intention. That's what they are. That is what they are both doing, only trying to help. And I believe that is the intention. And you see, sometimes we genuinely try to help. We genuinely try to help. But listen to me. I am not ridiculing my people. But I am saying to you, we are copycats, ladies and gentlemen. We are copycats. Grenadians, and the level of understanding to certain things does not go well with us. We are a people that sometimes tend to not understand what we read and understand the importance of what we read. And so many a times, as I tell you, you don't want all kind of information start to jump out. People coming from nowhere with information, and the police is on a wild goose chase. Could that one go call and say they have information? This one is going to call and say they have information. And as I said, yes, it is a genuine gesture. It is a genuine gesture. Now, if the police force realizing that, okay, it is factual, the offer is being made, I believe the police should now organize, if it's a hotline, organize a specific line for that level of information. Because you can tell me that all of a sudden people will just have to jump out with information on the basis of hearing 100K. This is what you don't want. Because as I said, people are going to start fabricating stories. Persons are going to start saying all kind of thing. And that is what you don't want. Right? So I believe that is one of the things that the RGPF should pay particular attention to as it relates to that piece of information that have been disseminated in the past few hours. I know many persons are excited. I myself found humor in it and I posted a little humor on it on Facebook. But however, the seriousness of it must be looked into. Right? And I believe, and as I am agreeing, that it is a genuine gesticulation by both parties involved, but it really speaks to a lot. It really speaks to a lot. Just the clipping itself speaks to a lot. All right. I realize nobody else is sending voice notes. I wanted to run through another, question for the day and for persons to give their opinions on that aspect. But however, I didn't realize that time would have run up on me. All right. Let me go over to my Facebook page. On my Facebook page, I'm very little, not few persons. The fact that no one knows how he died, it could be a lover's night gone bad, right? So it jumps to a lot of conclusions, and you don't want it. It was on a local platform that was bitten in the past in of his sexuality. Yes, there was something of that nature where he went along and he became public. From your knowledge and experience as an ex-police officer, can you explain obstruction of justice in regards to the people having knowledge and withholding it? Again, very important question. No. The fact of the matter is this. The police would have to let persons know that it could be, or there could be, a probability that persons coming with information now that was withheld could be placing them in a position of prosecution. And I love the question. Right? Because persons need to understand that since this happened, many persons, we're talking on different platforms, would have asked and had clarion call for persons to come with information concerning his death. Right? Now, why would all of a sudden 100K jump at you? Why would 100K now want to be jumped at you to give the information? You understand me? So that is very important. Even to the authorities that be, you got to let persons know that there is the probability, and still there might be hiccups to all of this, because I wouldn't say what I want to say, because to me, I believe I would be giving information to culprits. But there are technicalities to this still, QT. there is technicalities to this, because though you speak obstruction of justice, there is still fear for life. And remember, here we don't have safe houses. So what if the information that the person give, and they're mentioning that they were told that if they come out, they could be killed? Now, that person might still be fearful to give the information. And the police may ask them, well, who is it that may want to kill you? Or who is it that threatened you? Right? So the case is really ticklish. It is a very, very ticklish case. And so we implore of our people, or to our people, right? This is not something to jump on and be in glee. Right? This is not something that because you have, you hear about 100K, you want to jump on it. But I say to the authorities, please, 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 do all in your powers to ensure that our people gets the relevant information, and the relevant information is disseminated. Ensure that persons who, are calling in to give information, if you confirm, and still I believe there can be some reluctance in sending out the information as to whether or not it is a genuine or factual offer. I still do believe that if the authorities find out, that they should send it out. All right? Somebody saying, what about keeping witness anonymous as the witness protection strategy? In the bigger world, it's so easy, eh? In the bigger world, QT, it is very easy. But in Grenada, I am sad to say, we lack so much confidentiality in Grenada. And we're such a small and knitted community or country that sometimes those things are hard. Those things are really hard. You know what I mean? Because if it is your neighbor, and knowing the closeness as it relates to how we live, and in 2 days you have not seen your neighbor, and you and your neighbor is good, the last thing you may say is that I see the police van go with him. And, some people are smart enough to put 2 and 2 together. And sometimes a neighbor that is being genuine, and let's take it to mean that an actual person who is doing the threatening, you're saying to them, but the police come for him and they go with him, The police come for him and they go with him. And so you may say to yourself, all right, somebody would have made available for me the information now that, okay. All right. So I am hoping that you hear it. Just hold for me. Let me hear whether or not I would be able to hear it. Just hold for me. It is a clipping. I believe it is a played clip. So let's hope that we're hearing it. All right. Let me ensure that volume is up, and let me press play. Let's see if we hear this. This is actually the RGP, the Oregon Police Force response to the social media post by Tyler Perry, and claims that Joshua John T was dead was as a result of whatever. All right, so let's hope that we hear it.
Good afternoon. I am ASP Simon Douglas, officer in charge of the Police Community Relations Department. The Royal Grenada Police Force is aware of information circulating on social media regarding the death of Josiah John T. Robinson and a reward being offered for information leading to the conviction of his murder. We wish to clear the air on a couple issues in this regard. 1. We are not in a position to link the death of Mr. Robinson to the concept of him having been gay, since we have no credible evidence to that effect. 2. Relative to the offer of a reward, the police was contacted about this matter. However, as far as we are aware, it is an initiative of certain individuals in their private capacity. We assure the public that the police is still vigorously pursuing this investigation, and we welcome any lawful initiative which is likely to aid in solving it. Thank you.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. You heard it here. And thank you to the person who made the information available to me. Thank you so very much. So we heard it right there. So we can now drift as it relates to saying that it is not factual. So it is factual based on the information by Mr. Douglas. The information of the award is actually a factual one. Crazy but true. I don't think Mr. Perry understands our culture that well. And I pray that the RGPF now take initiatives in ensuring that information given must be credible. Must be credible. Because this is the 100K we're talking about. There are persons here that are going to, and I could tell you this. I could tell you this. There are persons here that are going to say things. Phone calls are going to come. Persons are going to say things. So we need to be very, very careful in going forward right now. Persons, I implore of you all, if you have information, please make it be credible and factual. Please make it be credible and factual. And persons, I heard somebody mentioning as it relates to the gay part of it. No, you heard the very first point that was made. They have no information that he was gay. And my first two persons that shared their opinions did mention that the RGPF needs to mention something about that. And I am happy that they did. And I believe now what must happen is that you ought to come forward and let persons know of your strategic plan in going forward. Right? Somebody say, teacher, I don't care about our culture. I think if someone has information, they should come forward with it. If they see something, say something. Yeah, I am speaking culture as it relates to what persons may want to do now. That's what I'm speaking culture about. Like what they would want to do. Like persons would call and just give lame information. They would come up with all kind of ways. All kind of things would be heard now. All kind of information will be disseminated. Take it from me. As an ex-police officer. All kind of phone calls coming in now. Everybody knows something. Everybody go see something. But you need to hold them accountable. Persons need to be held accountable. The police is carrying out an investigation, and the investigation may go so far as to even getting somebody arrested outside of the actual doing of the crime in terms of withholding information. Because why would you have had information so long and withheld it? Right? So even persons that are calling and just giving wrong information, you know, you think, get their names, get their numbers, get to know where they are, meet them face to face, and once you realize that it's wrong information, you lock them up. Sorry for saying it that way, but you can't have an investigation of that nature and persons are just going to play with it. I mean, it's the first time in my time hearing that somebody, you know, of that celebrity status is making such an offer as it relates to a murder in Grenada. But as I said, with the evolution of crime, as I mentioned, you would find a lot more of this happening. Right? Persons are going to be more, open to wanting to find out more as relates to investigation. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I am actually 5 minutes over the hour, and I didn't plan to stay a whole hour, but however, it is what it is. I want to say to you guys, it is always a pleasure to come here and we can have the conversations that we're having. It is never wrong to have these conversations. I know we're always used to the political conversations, but today I just thought to myself that I don't believe I am the only person who would have had issues with that statement that has been made public. Right? And I just wanted to get the opinions of others. And I guess we're on the same page. I guess we all are basically on the same page. And we're asking the authorities to do what needs to be done to ensure that the justice for the young man has been found, and we're employing on to others. Please, don't be playing with the case. All right? Don't just come and say things because you want all the money. The RGPF brought that on themselves, not saying anything to the public or the family. That's a serious opinion, and I understand that stance also, because it is one of the investigations that have been very secretive, if I must say, or very little has been said. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we want to say, and I want to ensure to my people out there in St. Patrick's, the St. Patrick's West Branch, they're doing a cruise on Friday night. I am on the boat ride. I need to see some of you guys on the boat ride. Sassy and Sexy Night Cruise is on Friday night. $65 gets you on board, so you can contact the party office right now, and you would be able to be aboard the Rum Runner 2 on Friday night as they sail for Sassy and Sexy. All right. The St. David's Secondary School, they are celebrating their 53rd anniversary, and so it starts on the 6th and ends on the 17th. There is church service, family fun day, Monday night mass, day cruise, and dinner and dance. All right, so don't forget to be a part of that for the persons who are past students of the St. David's Catholic Secondary School. The Ledig Sports and Development Organization, they present on the 7th of August, Hard Fet. They're aboard the Rum Runner 2. It is a day cruise. $70 gets you on the inside. So if you want to be a part of this one, get started now. All right. My special sponsor for the classroom, G Burgers. They're located on Wall Street, and they're opening hours today for the day Wednesday. They close at 7 tonight. Tomorrow they would be there from 11 until, and so too on Friday they would be there. The burger for the day is your lamb burger. It is minced lamb pate served with onion, diced pickles, lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and cheese and dressing. You can contact them on 536-7375 for your burgers. All right, Big Slice and Trend Promotion. They present on Thursday the 10th. Staggering. This is a day cruise aboard the Rum Runner 2. This one of the crews would have two of Grenada's finest. Dash and Boise would be aboard, so don't forget to be a part of this. On Point Foundation, they're doing a back-to-school drive to assist Grenada in the back-to-school charitable events that they plan to do. And so all charitable donations are welcome, and it is tax deductible. You can contact Cathy on 347-262-6818. New Face Promotion and Friends, they're doing a barbecue and back-to-school drive on 38 East and 96 between Rutland and East New York. You can get your free barbecue. Your entry is that you bring anything that is of a school supply, and you would be able to get on the inside. All right? So don't forget out there, the people in the diaspora, Keisha Walcott, Cathy, New Face Promotion, and all the others that are out there in the diaspora. We want to say thank you, and we love you guys so much. We want to say God's blessings to you guys, and continue doing what you can for your country. Somebody saying, how did things start without me? I started class a little bit earlier today than usual, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's class. Faith ATN I was doing the makeup at the back of the class, but I'm powdered my face at all. Tyler Perry will check them. I love you guys so much, and I pray that you all have yourself a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. And as we end this evening, I want to say God's blessings to each and every one of you. My good friend Teddy Bear Boy, I want to say happy birthday to you. And Cutie, you can always come. You're always welcome in the classroom. There are days when conversations are not always political, but 98% of the time it will be politics. But it is not all the time. Today we just decided. And on Wednesdays and going forward will be our interactive day. You can send your voice notes, and we would be able to play your voice notes, give your opinions on whatever is happening in the country at the time. I believe that today this was one of the relevant conversation, and so we would have had it, and I am happy that many of you all would have shared your opinion. God's blessings to each and every one of you. I would see you again tomorrow on Thursday the 27th, where we would again have the conversations. We will tomorrow start at 6 and not 5:30 as we did today. All right? I'll come back on a political day, don't worry. All right, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to the people on my Facebook page that was there, Paula Felix, good evening to you. Jen, I realize some persons are just coming in. Dave Felix, Mr. Pascal, Kathleen Lendo, Janice Mitchell, Alban Harris. Cutie is also on my Facebook page. Cutie, you tackling me from all wrong. Baby Daddy, Errol Bonaparte. Good evening to each and every one of you. Have yourself a great evening. We were going to speak as it relates to something else, you know. But anyway, we'll leave that for another day. All right. So this is yours truly, Royalty James. I'm signing out for another wonderful, wonderful evening. The time is approximately 6:43. And whatever you do for the rest of the evening, put God first. It's going to be a mostly sunny evening tomorrow. I can tell you that. It's going to be mostly sunny. And I want to say to my production team again, thank you. Right now they upgrade me. I can see the weather for tomorrow. I can see the time. I can see how long I'm on my system. Thank you very much for the upgrade though. All right. So have yourself a wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly, Royalty James. I am signing out. I'm saying God's blessings to each and every one of you. I love you. Goodbye.
I hear he had cancer, I hear he had yellow fever, something in his bladder, and a double dose of leukemia. Two gossip-mongers gossiping. I stand up in a corner listening. Before I could ask who they're talking about, and newspaper boys start to shout, HIPAA! Extra! Read all about it! HIPAA! Yeah! Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. If you see this woman with a flag in she hand, she bouncing belly, telling everybody sparrow dead. Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. According to Vicky, he was always looking sickly, so he went to England for a belly transplant operation. Is the woman that they pull up in BG? If she will walk over here on he, another newsmonger tell she no, it's the devil take his soul for calypso. HIPAA! Extra, extra! Read all about it! HIPAA! Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. Sparrow, if you see this woman with a flag in she hand, she pants she belly, telling everybody sparrow dead. Who killed the sparrow? Nobody knows. All right. Well, Big Mouth Lillian said the funeral was on television. She picky head cousin said the cup cost 20,000. That is why he sell the company to pay the doctor and the burial fee while they talking up scum Big Belly and she. When the papers falling, y'all only I see. that was excitement. Traffic jam, people block the pavement. If you see the commerce, oi, everybody done by the express. People want to kill Chogolingo. Sparrow just landed in Piaco. This time the evening news like the tongue with another headline by Chester Morong. Extra! Pepper!